Welcome back to the Ponderosa in the Bay Area Examiner Film Room. I am Seth Varnadore. USF's coming off another win, starting their opening four-game stretch 3-1. Nice bounce back from the Miami game, 63-14 victory. We'll go ahead and take a look at some plays from the game, some favorites, most of the scoring plays, that kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and get right into it. We'll start with the defense. South Carolina State kind of drives the ball early in the game here. Just 3rd and 4 here. USF brings a little bit of pressure. Playing man coverage, it looks like, on the back end here. This is just kind of a really – just sometimes this happens, right? This is one of those, they got guys on scholarship too. South Carolina State's just going to run shock, which is basically stick concept. He's going to run a curl out there. He's going to run a slot fade, and he's going to run the stick route. Instead of normal stick would be number 1 runs a go, 2 runs flat route, and 3 runs the stick. So shock is just kind of a mix, especially if you think you're going to man coverage, which they do. And it's just a really good throw and catch. There's not much here. Your coverage is pretty good. You're in the hip pocket. You're in phase. Looking back for the ball, even playing the ball through the hands. The guy, I think, just catches it and, pins it on his butt there. Not much you can do there. Pretty good throw and catch. You're close on the pressure here, and you're unblocked, so you're kind of hoping maybe you can get there a little bit quicker and really affect that, but it is quick game, so the ball's coming out fast. So, good play by the other team here. But I think Jarvis Lee is going to make up for it right here. USF's going to bring him on a pressure. You're going to get kind of a common low area. You're going to get a curl here, a corner here, and then the flat here, trying to get this thing, and we're going to sprint out to it, trying to get that thing thrown to the flat or the corner, probably high-low this guy. USF does a decent job. The corner actually comes open. The safety's getting over the top of it, but they do a pretty good job here. And I think you're probably looking to they might be looking to throw the flat here. You can see on the back end, Rucker's there for the flat route. Gaskin is getting over the top of the corner. He's out leveraged, but it's hard to tell if he would have gotten there or not. But you bring that pressure off the edge. So condensed set, you bring him across face, also bring the backer. And they're rolling this way, so you kind of blitz right into it. Mac Harris does a good job just kind of being Johnny on the spot, so to speak. Makes a catch, and then Jarvis Lee here, right? He's the guy that just got beat on the 3rd down, right? Rushes the quarterback, knocks the ball up in the air, and then immediately turns upfield to be your blocker and escort into the end zone. So good stuff. Now, when you score a touchdown, you got to get right back on defense. So still no USF offense yet. So right back on defense here. Just a little game up front. Start outside, jump inside, and then we're going to wrap this tackle around. Little ET. He's got to really close the gate on him, and that opens that up right there. Good coverage downfield. It's always nice when you get pressure with 4 guys, right? So just a little simple game up front here. Get you home on a 3rd and 14, get you off the field. All right, so the USF offense has the football here. They're going to try to do kind of like a Y-cross-ish type look here. Kind of an interesting concept. You can see South Carolina State's rushing 3. So I believe he's going to have a post or a skinny post or vertical over the top. The back's going to run kind of a wheel type look here out of the backfield. Neptune is going to inside release and then run a deep crosser. Singleton's going to run the shallow cross, and you're going to have like a 5-yard in backside, like a fin route. So a lot of the elements of Y cross, where you have a flat player, you have a vertical and then a flat and then the crosser, so you can kind of high-low somebody on the crosser here. So you get kind of what you want here. And you can see from the back angle, even with dropping 8, right, you kind of find it's hard to see in motion here, but it's a good ball. The post is off screen over here. Here's the running back. So the running back has widened, right? So this running back will widen this underneath defender. And then this will entice guys' eyes here, so you can sneak back behind everybody there. So that's why there's a huge void. You sneak back behind it. Good ball. And this is one it looks like you see on film. When he goes to tuck it away, it kind of just hits his leg and pops out here. And that caused the incompletion. But good design and what should be a nice third down pickup here against a team that's dropping 8 guys. You get a guy open. So good design, just didn't quite finish the play. So you get a stop, you come back next time you have the ball. Expecting some type of man coverage here. I don't know if they're expecting some type of, if they're expecting man by itself or they're expecting some type of quarters look or possibly where they're playing man in the corner. But this is a nice kind of, you're going to vertical release. I don't know if he's slot fade or not, but you're kind of just going to rub that slant right underneath there to create some opening really quick. Yeah, he's outside releasing. Watch him, right? If I get underneath that, I should be able to win across. If I go over the top, right, the ball's going to be wide open. So just kind of subtle rub route here, running right behind him. And now if he runs straight through, right, he's going to run into my tight end. So I've got to duck underneath, which allows me even more time to get out in front, puts him in the trailing position. He's trailing. Easy pickup there on 3rd and 4. It's 3rd and 7 coming back the other way. So you get a roughing the passer here, but you're kind of trying to hit the same kind of intermediate crosser almost. I wonder if they'd like him to be. You have the back kind of functioning as the shorter element here. He's coming in here for this intermediate crosser. So they do some type of switch vertical at the bottom. This nickel or safety kind of turns with it, widens out to play it. So maybe you could throw this on a little quicker, but he's kind of underneath it. So it's kind of just a tough window. But that's when you just got to catch and tuck it, and you may have to take the hit there. Right. And then I think if you feel like it looks like you're kind of clearing this out for a dig behind it as well. Right. So if I don't like this, maybe I could throw the dig behind it, but it's a catchable ball in traffic a little bit. You got to catch it. But that's where the guy came from. He kind of played off this, then turned back to find the crosser, got underneath it. So now you get a personal foul, roughing the passer there. So the drive continues, and later on in that drive, right, you throw enough kind of quick screen out here that you can go screen and go. And that's kind of what they do. He's going to come off like he's blocking, then run to the inside vertical. He's going to show screen and then run to the outside vertical. Jonathan Eccles here, a guy a lot of people are happy to see. Catches it up the seam for a touchdown. But you see how they have this one going as well after. So truly self screen. right? Sell the screen, and then we're both vertical, and it's going to be a switch vertical, right? So not only is it screen and go, but it's also switch vertical, so it makes guys exchange a little bit, makes it a little bit tougher. And you're so wide, it's going to get the safety to come out a little bit and opens up that window for you. 2nd 11. I put this on because you're in pretty good position. You know, I think there's sometimes where you're watching a game against the FCS team and you feel like, why are they picking up so many yards at times? Now, these guys, like I said earlier, they have guys on scholarships, guys that can play football. So it's not like you're playing a team that's terrible. But just right here, they're going to run mesh. You're going to show pressure and then drop out of it here. You should be dropping, and you're playing zone. So it's not, you shouldn't, you know, you don't need to condense, I don't think, as much with this, but he kind of condenses with this route here that's going to end up over the ball. And he's not able to quite get back on top of this one. Just a hair late. If he doesn't condense quite as much, or he sees this coming back a little bit earlier, you're all over that, and you're killing it right there. And then you got another chance right here to make the play, and you just miss the tackle there. Now you're able to get it wrapped up, but you do give up a first down there on 2nd 11, where you probably could keep them in 3rd and long if you make this initial play, or at least 3rd and medium if you make this secondary tackle right. So in good spots, just got to make the play, right? So not like you totally weren't there. You were there. You just got to make the play. 1st and 10. Showing pressure. Mac Harris, really good job. Watch this kind of bend around here. This is really good stuff. So showing 5 up. Going to slant. Drop him. Bring him. Nothing crazy. This isn't like a wild scheme, but safe. You can rush 4, and then just look at the pass rush move here. Getting low, bending around, running the hoop, so to speak. Right? You see those defensive linemen and edge guys working on these big hula hoops on the ground, running that tight turn. Really good job there. Getting the quarterback, causing the fumble. Really good stuff. 3rd and 10. They're going to go empty here. And it looks like 10 personnel, possibly. I'd imagine that's thicker guys are back. I don't think they have a tight end. So probably 10 personnel, but empty. Good design here on the blitz. Again, you're going to drop out, and you're really just attacking one side of the protection and overloading it. All right, so he's going to come across here, wrap off the edge. Right, him going inside, get these eyes inside. He's got their eyes. You got Mac Harris wrapping around. Then Jalen Stokes coming free off the edge, forces the ball up right into your defensive end who's there waiting. And again, only rushing 4. So I'm able to play pretty much whatever coverage I want on the back end and be pretty safe and get home with 4 rushers, which is ideal, right? If I can get home with 4, allows me to do a lot. So 2nd and 1 coming back. Going to go switch verts. I don't know if this is switch choice, but you see they're going to switch here. I'm not sure where he ends up going, but you end up getting Porter here switched, and then he ends up coming all the way back down. So the corner must have been playing off, right? So they switch it. And you see this takes a minute. He comes all the way back down to it late. Picks up an easy first down, right? Then you run a little counter look here. We're going to be down, 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 pull. Looking to probably kick the first thing outside the tackle. Looking to wrap up inside. Gap seal hinging here. Really good job here. Right, so the end jumps inside. So the tackle just takes him down. So there's nobody really to kick. right? Typically, you may have a guy here. I kick him, then I wrap. There's nobody kick, so they both just pull up. Good job finding work, and then good hard run here by Norton. I thought all the backs showed really well and kind of showed their different skill. It was tough to see the first few weeks just with the defenses you're playing, but you can see kind of against other teams they're going to be tough when they can roll those guys in fresh and they can run hard and have different styles. It'll be a difficult thing to match up with. So the snap gets caught here late, but you have Josh Porter in the slot here. I don't know if he's got a choice because the only reason I say he might possibly, it might just be slot choice is you look at the other receivers, they're not running routes. So I would imagine it's deep choice from the slot here. So I don't know if he's got the option to go bend, post, corner maybe. But you end up getting a corner out here. So, and these other receivers aren't really involved. You get one-on-one with the safety, corner out, good throw, good catch, touchdown. 3rd and 3, up 21-0. So you check here to you've got a compressed set. So a lot of times you see a compressed set. A lot of teams will do it sometimes with a tight end backside, but a lot of people will in vertical. It could be a go route, could be a corner route, but he's going to run a vertical, and then you're going to give this guy a choice route, right? I can go in, I can go out, just depending on leverage. If you can snap it back across this guy's face, that can be pretty good. So they go to the choice route here. So right here, he decides I'm going to snap it back across face, which is a fine decision. You put the ball on him, he can catch it and run. You've got a good play on, right? But you throw it high, and it gets tipped up, and you got an interception there, right? So just got to be a better ball there. Then up top, you're going like, looks like a post, slant, flat there. So you probably could have worked either one of these, the option or the slant. Good work in the option. Just get it down. You put it on his body. At worst, you've got to catch for a first down. If he's able to kind of slip through there, you got a big play. Instead, it results in an interception. South Carolina State kind of drives it down. Then from the 1 is able to get in there for the touchdown. So second half, coming back. He said it's going to go with like a wave call. So he's going to run a deep crosser. He's going to run a deep post. He's going to run a crosser back that way. And then you're going to have some kind of flat control here. There, right? So usually you're only throwing this if it's man. You're usually looking post. So this would be, post would be 1, deep cross would be 2 to 3 right here. That's how a lot of teams like to read it. So post is the first look. If the safety, you're kind of just seeing, is the safety going to run with that crosser? If he vacates the middle of the field or he's flat-footed, I'm throwing the post over his head. That's exactly what happens. And it's been good to see Chaz Nimrod pretty much get open against everybody you play. So that's always nice to see. It's a little wave there for the touchdown. All right, coming back in the running game, Jonathan Eccles in, getting some more run. Really good job here sorting this out. So they motion him in all the way across, and then he's going to come back, and they're just running, I think, split zone, right? Or split zone, and that could bend back. Could be duo with the guy coming back. But good job here, right? Usually if he's out, then I'm working up to the backer. He's kicking out. This end really squeezes and jumps inside. So good job by the tackle just washing him down. And the tight end sorting it out, right? He's down inside, so just keep working for outside the tackle. Take the next thing you see. Good job. Helmet's in a good spot, right? Kick him out. and then your back just hits it 100 miles an hour and is gone for the touchdown. So really good stuff up front, and good to see Jonathan Eccles in there in the blocking game, right? Because that's the big question with him, right? Is can he do it in the blocking game? Then outside you've got, right? So you've got screen here, hitch there. So it's really basically, you know, if they don't match numbers, I can throw on the perimeter. You probably could have thrown both these on the perimeter if you wanted to, but you could also handing the ball off there for a touchdown. Nothing wrong with that. All right, so 4th and 17, you're forced to punt. USF puts 3 guys, and you can see it better from the back view. There's kind of a spread between the splits between the long snapper and the guards here are pretty wide. USF ends up getting 3 guys through this kind of A gap onto the 3 shield guys, and the shield guys don't do a great job of staying kind of together, right? This is not like 300 where you got the shields all next to each other. There's a little gap right there, and Jalen Stokes does a great job getting through and getting his arm extended to the kick point, blocks it, and then you get a nice kick right up for a touchdown. So this is a really good from the back view. You can see here, right? He's going to be out here. He's going to be out here. They're presumably letting these guys go for the shield. And you got 3-on-3. And you'll see here, your guys go. There's a little crease right there. You stick your hand through, knife through right there, and get a block, and that ball just pops right up in the air for it. Really good view of it here. Sneak, get the hand through right there. Great job catching on the run there for the touchdown. So the next drive, South Carolina State punts again. And you get a nice return. I thought this was nice to see. Got Alvin Isaac returning punts. Had a little trouble with the first one, but then after that was great. And, you know, it seems like they'd been putting guys that are just really sure-handed back there for the most part, not as much kind of wiggle after the catch, but they put Isaac back there, looked great, did a great job returning the kicks, and I'm imagining you're going to see him there a lot the rest of the year. So that adds a nice new element there in the kick return game. 1st and 10 here. Don't play action. This is one I don't know if it's just kind of designed to, hey, we're going to run the corner out here and we're just going to high-low this guy if it's zone. If it's not, if it's man, you got the corner. Because the routes up top both get right on top of each other, so I'm not quite sure if they're both kind of just running off. But both these things right here get right on top of each other. So I don't imagine that was what was the design was. But you do get the corner out there to the field. Right, you put the 2 receivers in the boundary, tighten him up a little bit, give him room to run the corner out here, and he wins. Bang, you see break inside, he breaks back out. Good ball, good stretch there for another touchdown. 1st and 10, Jonathan Eccles in motion. Going to go counter this time. So, right, we've seen him come in motion this way and be kicking out. Now he's going to be the second guy as we run counter, where we're down, gap hinge, kick, wrap. Again, the end for some reason here jumps inside. Tackle just kind of pins him down in there. Now you got 2 for 2. They try to kind of spill it to nobody. The back does a good job bouncing it. Good blocking downfield for another touchdown. So I thought the back saw it really well. You blocked really well. It was nice to see the run game get going a little bit. And bang, you're in for a touchdown. So there you go. Another great week from USF. The film rooms have been a lot more fun this year, right? Than some of the ones last year. Some last year were pretty fun, but winning is always enjoyable. Thank you guys for watching here on the Ponderosa, the Bay Area Examiner Patreon. This will be live for you early, and then it'll be live for everyone later in the week. If you want early access, if you're watching this later in the week, check us out on Patreon, the Bay Area Examiner, or patreon.com/Bay Area Examiner. Check us out there. Extra podcast every week, film room first every week. Access to our Discord, which functions as a message board, and we've got a pretty active group in there that does a really good job. We've got guys that are expert ping pong gamblers. Who knew? So check us out there. If you are not subscribed, if you are, thank you guys for being patrons. We appreciate you guys. Your support helps our coverage immensely, and all the money we get goes back into coverage so we can provide the best we can. And maybe we need to save some money for the playoffs this year. I don't know. It'll be it's a possibility. So thank you guys for watching. We'll be back next week with another episode of the Bay Area Examiner Film Room.